Hi, this is Carolyn from OtoBeStamping.com. I was working in my studio this week, decided that it was time to think about Easter, and so I made this Easter card. I love the colors in it. They're so springtime looking. The colors that I used were, wrong way, Sweet Sugar Plum, Pool Party, Garden Green, and Wild Wasabi. So let me show you how I made this card. It's quite simple. I started with an 8.5 by 5.5 sheet of Sweet Sugar Plum cardstock. You can score this at 4 1/4. I'm just going to fold it and use my bone folder. Then I'm going to put that aside and bring in a piece of Whisper White cardstock that measures 5 1/4 by 4. Now, because some of the stamping is going to actually go off the paper, I'm going to bring in my grid paper, and I am using the free celebration set that's called Avant Garden. Hope that's how you pronounce that. So this is available for free through March 31st when you place a $50 order. At first, when I looked at this, I wasn't really sure whether I needed it or wanted it, but I found that I absolutely love this flower when it's stamped on cardstock, so I realized I had to have it. So I'm going to start with my Sweet Sugar Plum and my flower. I'm just going to randomly stamp 3 images. One in the corner, one down below, and then, excuse me. Okay, so I'm noticing that this is not stamping well, and it's probably because I have a photopolymer stamp set and no cushion under it. So let me go get one. Okay, so I have my paper piercing mat. Actually, I'm just going to turn this over and try again. Actually, another thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to set this here. This is going to be where the sentiment is. So I kind of want to know how close to get with these flowers. Okay, so let's see if this might help. So again, I want a piece of scrap paper just to protect my pad. Okay, now I think we're ready to go. Okay, so we're inking this up, Sweet Sugar Plum, putting 1 in the corner, much better, 1 down below it, and 1 right over to this edge. There, that should do it. Okay, then I need my Stampin' Scrub. I'm going to clean off my stamp and then bring in my next color, which is going to be Pool Party. I'm using the same flower image, and I'm going to stamp once here and again down in this corner. Okay, stamp and scrub once more. And then bring in, let's see, I think this time I'm going to go back to the Sweet Sugar Plum, but this time I'm going to stamp off so that I can get sort of a pinkish color. Perfect. Okay. I'm one who always closes my stamp pads when I'm done, because if I don't, it seems like I inevitably get ink on something that shouldn't have ink on it. Okay, then I'm going to use my leaf patterns from the Avant Garden and just fill in some of the spaces. So we'll go here. This one I'm using Wasabi. And maybe right there. Now I'm going to use the more solid leaf and come in. Let's see if I go this way, come in here, maybe here, and how about right there? Maybe one right there. Okay, I think I like that. Oh, I see one more space I want to put it in. How about right here? All right. And then last, I'm going to bring in Garden Green. Actually, that's not last. And my dotted stamp. And I'm just going to put a few dots right over the images that I already have, just to make less white space on the card. Okay, and then I also have my black Memento ink, and I'm going to use this little stamp that it actually goes in between, like a little, the center of the flowers. So I'm going to stamp that right there. Okay, so now whoops, I forgot one. Did you guys see that? I know you were going to text me and tell me, right? So last one is right here. There we go. Okay. Now, I want to make the sentiment. So I'm going to do the sentiment in Sweet Sugar Plum. And I'm going to be using the, hard to get this in here without a glare, sorry, Sweet Sayings, and at the bottom here it says, wishing you all the beautiful blessings of Easter. I really like this Sweet Sayings. It's got a lot of really good sentiments in it that are easy to use. So I have another small piece of paper that I did not measure for you guys. Let me measure real quick. So this is 3 inches by 3 3/4. And I'm going to bring in my sentiment. I'm going to ink that up with the Sweet Sugar Plum. And I'm going to position that right in the middle of that piece of cardstock. And then one of my favorite framelit sets that I'm going to use is called Stitched Shapes Framelits. Now the one I'm actually using is this one, and it is the largest of the ovals, but this is what you get in this framelit set. And it can also coordinate with the layering ovals, circles, and squares. So double duty on this one. And it puts this stitching, oh, there you go, all along the edge. You can see it here at the top. and just makes that little, has a little finishing touch to it. So I'm going to bring in my magnetic platform. I'm working in a rather small space here tonight, so I've got too much equipment and not enough room. All right, so I'm going to actually move this aside and bring in my magnetic platform, my cutting pad, my cardstock, my oval stitched shape. Come down a little bit with that. Now, as you can see, this just fits. Then I'm going to put my cutting pad, my second cutting pad, on the top of it and take this to my Big Shot. I'll be right back. Okay, I'll take this off. Take this. Punch that out. And you have the stitching. Oh, there we go. There's too many lights, too much shadow. It's crazy, but doing my best, right? Okay, now to give it a little bit of highlight, what I'm going to do is take a sponge, and what I've done is I've just cut a piece, a wedge out of the larger, the sponges come in packs of 3 and they're about this large. So this is just a wedge out of it. And I'm just going to pounce it on my ink and then just lightly sponge around the edge. I just think that adds like a whole nother layer of dimension. So I really like sponging. I do it often, and I've never been disappointed in it. I just really like it. All right. So I'm going to bring in my card front one more time. I'm going to bring in the base. And I'm going to bring in a few dimensionals to layer on the back of this piece. All right, and I need my adhesive. I'm going to go ahead and add this to the card. I'm noticing that my corner of my card is not quite square. I have to say I'm a little bit particular when it comes to card making. There, that's much better. Okay. Going to lay that right down there so it has a little bit of a border all the way around the edge. And then I'm going to peel off the adhesive backing. Add that to my card. And then as a final step, I'm going to add some of the tiny pearls. I usually use my paper snips, but you can use whatever tool you prefer. I usually always have the paper snips handy, so they sort of seem to get used. Oops. There we go. You see that? Let me zoom in a little bit. There we go. Okay, and then I'll add the ones at the ones at the top. Except you can't see that because I zoomed in so far. Okay, so there we are. Finished. Wasn't that quick and easy and simple and absolutely beautiful? Love this card. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Excuse my voice, I'm getting a bit of a cold tonight. And I hope that you will visit my YouTube channel very often. Actually, if you subscribe to it, you'll get an email. Hold on 1 minute, I'm good. Oh, there, my voice is better. You'll get an email in your inbox telling you anytime that I add a project to my YouTube channel. So I hope you'll subscribe. And if you like this video, leave me a thumbs up or a good comment. I'd appreciate it. You can also join me on my blog at www.otobstampin.com for some great ideas and hopefully some great inspiration. Again, I'm Carolyn with a cold at otobstampin.com. Thank you for coming by. I hope you'll come again soon.